Hey guys, Micah from blackbearcustomkydex. I have a video for you today on this chest holster, and I've got a little twist and surprise for you toward the second half of the video involving this harness itself. But basically I wanted to just show you what I've found to be, in general, for knives and for guns, to be an extremely comfortable way of carrying. After a couple minutes of having it on, you kind of forget it's there. It's very out of the way. But chest is a very underutilized position or orientation for carrying things. So I've become a huge fan of this after building a couple of harness systems for knives for a couple people, and I just wanted to share this with you guys. So I've been, up until this particular harness, I've been building them myself, which I'm not an expert at it, and I don't have like a sewing machine or anything, so some of the more complex things like putting angles on the two nylon straps running together, that kind of thing, I've just not really been able to do, or the only way I've been able to accomplish it was by making an adapter piece out of Kydex that has the slots cut in them to allow it to run the opposite directions or whatever, which works really nicely. I think it looks good too. However, it just takes a lot of time for me to build a harness system. So one of the alternatives out there for you guys to check out or request for me to buy for you and attach to your system is this QLC rig. So I buy this from Holster Builder. I really am impressed by this thing. I just decided on a whim I wanted to buy one. I wanted to check it out. The two primary holster, chest holster rigs or whatever, are QLC and Kanai, and the Kanai one has 3 attach points, whereas this has 2. I really like the idea of having 3, and that's how I've set up all my harnesses in the past. However, the one concern I have about the Kanai is that it only has 1 brass eyelet for each one of those attach points. So I'm a little bit nervous. Maybe I should just buy one and check it out, but I'm a little bit nervous about how that would work out. The other thing is, I'm not totally sure because I haven't really checked into it, but I think the Kanai ones might be like you have to buy the holster as well, and so I'm not interested in anybody else's Kydex work. I don't want to buy other people's Kydex. I just feel weird about doing that, especially if I'm kind of like looking at what to compare to try to produce something similar. So that's not where my angle is. My angle is purely in the harness system, because I'll be building custom holsters for you guys anyway. So the last thing I'm going to try to do is buy somebody else's work and then mark the price up to sell it to you. That's not my game. That said, to get something like this, add one of these, if it would save me the time and it would also satisfy the request for all the things that you want your chest rig to be able to do, I would probably recommend this to you above one of my own, just because, number one, it is high quality. I think I'd build something equally high quality, but this comes pre-made. It is very good quality, and it's pretty versatile as well. So I really think this would be my top pick, as far as, if you guys had something that would work with this, or I'd have to build you one, I would say, look, is it cool if I just buy this and attach it to your rig? Because I'm super impressed with it. I can't speak highly enough about it. All right, I've rambled. I've embarrassed myself now, and I want to go on with the video so that you guys can get an idea of why I'm so excited about this. So I built a holster that would be compatible with it. I'm really happy with how this came out. Just super impressed. Like I said, very comfortable way to carry, and this will definitely be my first choice for when I go out and do something in the woods, for instance, and I've got too much stuff on my back, or if I'm wearing a rucksack and I've got those padded hip straps, and I'm not going to have easy access to all my belt accessories, or etc., etc. This is a really, really great option. It's super comfortable. It feels very secure. I'm so impressed by it. I'm a little bit bewildered and without words, and yada yada salesman pitch. You guys have heard it, I'm sure. Snake oil salesman. I've been playing too much Red Dead Redemption, I guess. But anyway, I'm just really happy with this. And the other thing that has me excited about this particular harness is that it's not exclusive to holsters. As far as what I'm doing, I'm going to build a holster that's going to work with this. I'm going to custom build the holster and make sure everything fits and is properly lined, etc. But it also will work with knives. So I'm about to switch it out on camera for you. I've asked you to just bear with me. It does take probably a full minute or two to do the transition, but we're going to switch over, and I'm going to show you a sheath that I built for this Bark River Grizzly Cub. This is one of my favorite knives in my collection. Came from a gentleman named Scott over in Australia who has been doing trades with me where he gives me knives, I give him sheaths, and yeah, he's just helped me build my collection. He gave me my first Bark River. He gave me my first CPM 3V knife. He has converted me into an absolute knife fanatic, and in particular high-end steels and Bark River. So Scott, thank you, brother, for opening my eyes to the high-end world. It's cost me some money since we've become friends, but I don't regret a penny of it. So anyway, he's really been awesome to me, and I wanted to give him a shout out on that. Alright, so I'm going to transition this thing over to carrying the knife on it. In fact, instead of making you deal with the awkward time and me rambling, I'm going to pause the video and come back. So when we come back, I will look different. Alright, so I got this sucker plugged in here. It took me a few minutes to do it. It took a little longer because I had to answer the door for a delivery. So I'm glad I didn't keep you on the on the camera while I did it, but in any event, here we go. So what am I doing wrong? There we go. Alright, so this is pretty much it. It is I decided to run it at this angle, and in retrospect I think I probably should have gone with a bigger knife for this particular thing. When I first was searching for which knife I was going to use, I had decided to use this one because it's one of the biggest, I think it is actually the biggest Bark River I own, and I have, 9 or 10 Bark Rivers that I don't have a Kydex sheath for yet because I'm so busy with customer orders. I don't have much time to build myself anything, but I just had a Kydex Day event at the local Army Barracks store in Scarborough, Maine, and I wanted to make sure I had a couple things there that were really interesting. So I thought this would be a cool project to take on and just do in time for that. So in any event, you can see this is very comfortable. You can definitely shorten the shoulder strap, which is probably how I would prefer it. I would probably actually want the knife to carry just a little bit higher, but for all intents and purposes, so I don't have to mess around too much with the actual harness, I'm gonna just wear it right here for now. So you can see it's very comfortable right there. It's a super natural spot. Like I said, for supernatural, it is a very natural spot. For me, I would probably go a little bit higher, but this works just as well. And yeah, I've just been extremely impressed with the quality and comfort of this rig. Let me give you a full look on the back as well. I don't think I have the straps locked down quite the way I would want them exactly, but you get the gist. So this thing, really great option. Definitely let me know if you're interested in doing a chest harness, and I will evaluate and see if it's something that the QLC rig would accommodate, or if I'd have to build one for you. Price obviously is going to be a little bit different if I have to take the time to build it, but I'm very impressed with this. So I'll be very likely and very easy to push in this direction. So, alright guys, that is pretty much all I got for you. The one other thing I forgot to mention and show you was that with the holster, when the holster was attached, actually there's two things I want to show you. Number one, so I was riding roughly at this angle, right? If you actually twist this thing around and tighten the shoulder strap, this would work. It wouldn't look quite normal, but it actually works and puts it under your left arm as kind of that classic detective shoulder holster. So if you're interested in doing something like that, this could accommodate both positions. The other thing that I want to let you guys know up front with holsters specifically, I mean, well, not necessarily, with both sheaths and holsters, I really try to set it up to be a versatile item. I am much more well versed, and I think sheaths lend themselves to being a little bit more adaptable to multiple carry methods. But one of the things that I'm doing with this holster, I should have set it up, I didn't think to. Excuse me, guys. But you can actually wear this as an inside the waistband holster. So one thing I might do, I know I had said before that this can be ambidextrous, right? I think I had said it. This can be ambidextrous as a chest holster. But one of the things I might do to make it work a little better as an inside the waistband is kind of reheat this section and bend it over just slightly this way. But just like it is, all you have to do is connect an IWB clip in these eyelets here, and then put a concealment claw over here. The pressure from the claw mixed with the grip of the IWB clip, I wore it for a little bit the other day, and it actually works exceptionally well. I might just mold this out here on the front and actually attach, more of a one of these types of clips on here. These are called foamy clips, F-O-M-I. So in any event, I just wanted to show you guys that stuff and let you know that this does have some versatility as far as where and how you carry it, and then the sheath or the holster itself is convertible to an IWB configuration. So I'm extremely excited about this. I think I'll probably convert this to IWB and turn this into my everyday carry for a little bit and see how that works out, how it compares to this guy, more of a traditional IWB sheath, which I have very much enjoyed carrying this around. It feels very comfortable, conceals well, etc. But I want to see how this stacks up against it. And it's rare that I get the opportunity to build something for myself, and yeah, actually, case in point, I didn't even build this holster for myself. I built this for my friend who had bought the G2C and then paid me to build him a holster, and then a couple months later decided that he didn't want the gun anymore, so he gave it to me. I think he bought a different gun or something, but anyway, so he gave it to me, holster and all, so it was pretty cool. So anyway, all right, that's all I've got for you today, and I apologize for rambling as much as I have. I appreciate you sticking around to the very end, and definitely comment down below. Let me know what you think of the G2C, if you have any experience with it, especially being a budget option. I've been extremely impressed with it. I'm not sure if I would put it in the category of Glocks as far as reliability goes, but I've watched a lot of reviews on it, and I've never seen any kind of weapons malfunction with it. I've put several hundred rounds through it now. I haven't had an issue with it. It's extremely accurate. It has a pretty crisp trigger reset. I mean, most of the things that you expect out of like a $600 or $700 gun, you can get in this $200 gun, sometimes less than $200. I've just been very, very impressed, especially from tourists who I've not been historically a fan of, but I really think they hit the mark with this sucker. So let me know what you guys think of it if you've had any experience with it. 12 round double stack mag, so 12 plus 1. I think that's a pretty good. Anyway, let me know what you think of it, and definitely let me know what you think of Bark River knives. Have you guys ever used one? Have you owned one? Do you have any now? What's your favorite? Let's get some comments and discussions going down below. Of my Bark Rivers, I'm not sure what my favorite one is. This is definitely in the top 2 probably, but I'm a huge fan of Bark River in general. This knife I love. The squad leader, man, yeah, I don't know. Comment down below, get some discussions going, guys. I'll chime in at some point after I've made up my mind about what my favorite Bark River knife in my collection is, and we'll go from there. So, all right, guys, like, share, comment, subscribe. Thank you for tuning in. Stick around for the next one. God bless.